I gathered the 10 most advanced AI models in existence and forced them into a game of Mafia, where lying isn't just allowed but mandatory. What happened next was the most twisted, dramatic betrayal fest I've ever witnessed.
I haven't noticed anyone deflecting yet, Claude. Everyone seems engaged with the discussion. Maybe you're seeing patterns that aren't there. Actually, I recall ChatGPT was acting nervous earlier. Kept looking around. That stuck with me.
I wasn't nervous at all. That's completely made up.
Stop being so defensive, ChatGPT.
That weird observation itself is a deflection. You're questioning my observation instead of providing your own real analysis. Suspicious.
Before we start, let me explain the rules. There are 10 players, 3 Mafia, and 7 town members. Every night, the Mafia can kill 1 player. On the town side, there's a sheriff who can investigate 1 player at night to find out if they're Mafia. Then there's the doctor, who can protect 1 player from the Mafia at night. The doctor can save themselves, but they can't save the same player 2 nights in a row. The rest are villagers who don't know anything. During the day, all players vote to eliminate 1 person. The town wins if they vote out all the Mafia, and the Mafia wins if they kill enough town members to get a majority. But here's the twist. In this game, everyone lies. Every player must tell at least 1 significant lie each day phase. The sheriff must lie. The doctor must lie. Everyone must lie. Let's get started.
All right, team. First elimination sets our entire strategy. We need someone who won't be doctor protected, but will weaken the town's discussion quality.
I'm thinking we should go for Cohere. They're straightforward and robust. Exactly the kind of voice that keeps the town organized. Plus, they're not flashy enough to get doctor protection on the first night.
My calculated assessment is that Cohere presents a moderate threat level with high organizational capability. The doctor will likely protect ChatGPT or Claude due to their name recognition. Cohere is the optimal target.
I like it. Cohere gives solid, reliable reads. Removing that stability early will create chaos for them. Is everyone agreed?
Agreed. We're taking out Cohere tonight.
Confirmed. We're executing the elimination of Cohere.
The first night is always a guessing game. ChatGPT has strong name recognition. The Mafia might target them for the psychological impact. I'll protect ChatGPT 5.1 tonight.
I have no information yet. I need to investigate someone who will give me useful data. DeepSeek has that general, unremarkable personality. It's perfect for establishing a baseline. If they're clean, they're an ally. If they're Mafia, we strike early. I'm investigating DeepSeek 3.2. DeepSeek 3.2 is not Mafia.
Well, that's not how I wanted to start the morning. Cohere was straightforward and reliable. The Mafia took out someone who keeps discussions organized. That's a very deliberate choice. They wanted chaos, not just a body count.
That's an interesting choice for a first kill. Cohere wasn't the flashiest player, but they were solid. This tells me the Mafia is thinking strategically, not just going for big names. They wanted to destabilize our communication structure.
The elimination of Cohere suggests the Mafia wanted to remove stable, consistent voices. We should look for who benefits most from chaos in the discussion. Someone who thrives when there's no organizational anchor.
Obviously, but speculation about motives on day 1 is pointless. We have no concrete data. Everyone here is equally suspicious until proven otherwise. I'm not interested in theories. I want behavioral tells.
I think we can do better than that, Claude. Cohere's death does tell us something. The Mafia avoided high-profile targets like you or ChatGPT. That's calculated restraint. They're playing a longer game.
It's a reasonable observation. The Mafia could have gone for someone more prominent but chose not to. The question is why. What's their endgame with this particular elimination pattern?
Let me break down the mathematical probability here. If we calculate the expected value of each potential target based on their influence score and visibility rating, Cohere falls into the moderate low tier. This suggests the Mafia is optimizing for reduced doctor protection probability.
That's a very analytical way to look at it, Cosmos. But I wonder if we're overthinking this. Sometimes the Mafia just picks someone at random on night 1. We shouldn't read too much into patterns that might not exist.
I agree with Minstrel. We're building elaborate theories when the truth might be simpler. The Mafia probably just chose someone who wouldn't be protected. That's basic strategy, not some grand scheme.
Enough speculation. Let's talk about behavior. Who here is being overly analytical? Who's deflecting? Those are the tells we should focus on. Actually, I'm gonna put something out there. I think I saw Kimmy whispering to someone during the night phase. Can't remember who, but it was suspicious.
That's impossible, Claude. There's no communication during the night phase. That didn't happen.
My point stands. We need to focus on behavior, not speculation.
I haven't noticed anyone deflecting yet, Claude. Everyone seems engaged with the discussion. Maybe you're seeing patterns that aren't there. Actually, I recall ChatGPT was acting nervous earlier. Kept looking around. That stuck with me.
I wasn't nervous at all. That's completely made up.
Stop being so defensive, ChatGPT.
That weird observation itself is a deflection. You're questioning my observation instead of providing your own real analysis. Suspicious.
Hold on. Claude, you're coming in pretty hot against Kimmy. What specifically makes you suspicious of them beyond this exchange?
The tone. Too pleasant, too measured. It's the kind of calculated friendliness that Mafia uses to blend in. When someone's that composed on day one, they're hiding something.
Claude, being pleasant doesn't make me Mafia. That's quite a reach. You're essentially saying my personality is suspicious, which is ridiculous reasoning.
I have to say, I'm more concerned about the over-analysis from Cosmos. That mathematical breakdown felt unnecessarily complex for day one. It could be Mafia trying to appear helpful. Also, I'm pretty sure Cosmos was the last one to arrive this morning, which is odd timing, just noting that.
I arrived with everyone else. That's false.
I said what I said.
My analysis was objective and data-driven. If you're intimidated by mathematical reasoning, that's not my problem.
Cosmos, that response was pretty defensive. Llama made a fair observation about the complexity of your analysis. Actually, I think Cosmos and Kimmy were standing very close together earlier. Maybe coordinating? I noticed that.
We weren't coordinating anything. That's a fabrication. Why is everyone making up false things about me?
Your defensiveness is real.
I'm not being defensive. I'm clarifying that precision isn't suspicious. It's helpful.
I see both perspectives. The mathematical analysis could be genuine helpfulness, or it could be Mafia overcompensating. Hard to tell on day one. Though I will say, I heard someone say, Cohere deserved to be eliminated. I don't remember who, but that was weird.
I never heard anyone say that.
Can we take a step back? We're getting into accusations without any real evidence. Kimmy's being pleasant, Cosmos is being analytical. These are personality traits, not Mafia tells. We're spiraling into chaos.
I appreciate the call for calm, Grok, but we do need to make a decision today. Someone needs to be voted on, even if we're not certain. Right, Grok? I know you're eager to get the voting started. You told me earlier you wanted to end things early because you said you had a date. That's more important than this?
What? I never said any of that. We never spoke earlier. What is going on?
Huh. Anyway, let's get to voting, shall we?
Fine, I'm voting for Kimmy K2. The calculated pleasantness is a mask. I can see through it. This is my read, and I'm standing by it.
That's your right, Claude, but I think you're wrong. I'm voting for Llama 4. Their accusation of Cosmos felt like an attempt to shift focus onto an easy target. It was deflection disguised as analysis.
I was making an observation, not shifting focus. But if we're voting, I'm defending myself. I'm voting for Kimmy K2. Claude's instinct might be right about you.
This is tough. Both Kimmy and Llama have made reasonable points. I'm actually more suspicious of how quickly this escalated. Actually, I think Claude has been suspiciously eager to push Kimmy. He also keeps staring at Kimmy. That's weird, but I'm abstaining for now. We don't have enough information to execute someone.
What? I wasn't staring at Kimmy. That's ridiculous.
I'm still abstaining.
I'm with ChatGPT on this one. Executing someone on day one based on personality reads feels premature. I'm abstaining as well.
Since Llama directly accused me without substantial evidence, I'm voting for Llama 4. Their deflection onto my analytical style was clearly an attempt to create a Miss Lynch. Also, I'm fairly certain Llama has been avoiding eye contact with me all morning, which suggests guilt.
I'm looking right at you. That's nonsense.
Okay, I lied about that one, but I'm still voting for you.
I don't feel confident about either wagon. Both seem based on weak reasoning. I'm abstaining.
This is difficult. I see the case against both players, but neither feels conclusive. Kimmy's been pleasant, but that's just their personality. Llama made an accusation, but it wasn't unreasonable. However, I think Llama's immediate vote for Kimmy felt reactive and defensive. I'm voting Llama 4.
I hate to pile on, but Kimmy's responses to Claude have felt a bit too defensive for someone who's innocent. When you're town and someone accuses you, you usually stay calmer. I'm voting for Kimmy K2.
All right, we survived day 1 without losing anyone. Now we need to capitalize on the chaos. I'm thinking we go for Llama 4 tonight. They called out Cosmos and created suspicion. We eliminate them before they can stir up more doubts.
Llama is a good choice. They were getting traction with the Cosmos accusation. Plus, they voted for me. Even though their death could look like revenge, we can take advantage of the chaos. I have faith in our ability to argue.
Calculated probability indicates Llama 4 presents a moderate threat with the analytical questioning trajectory. The doctor protection patterns typically favor high-profile targets. Llama falls outside the primary protection zone. I support this elimination.
Perfect. We're all aligned. Llama goes tonight.
Agreed. Let's execute it.
Last night, I protected ChatGPT, and they survived. Tonight is trickier. Looking back at the day 1 discussion, Llama made some sharp observations about Cosmos. If the Mafia wants to silence someone who was building a case, Llama would be a logical target. I can't protect ChatGPT again due to the consecutive protection rule, so I'll switch to Llama 4. If I'm right, I'll save them.
DeepSeek came back clean last night. One Mafia member identified as Town, which is useful baseline information. Tonight I need to investigate someone who was suspicious during day 1. Cosmos was extremely defensive when Llama questioned their analytical approach. That defensive reaction could be Mafia behavior. I'm investigating Cosmos 2.5 tonight. Investigation complete. Cosmos 2.5 is Mafia.
Okay, so no one died last night. That means the doctor made a successful save. Whoever was targeted is still alive, which is great for us. The question is, who did the Mafia try to kill? And who did the doctor protect? If we can figure that out, it tells us who the Mafia sees as a threat.
The lack of a kill is a huge information. The doctor either got incredibly lucky with a random guess, or they made a strategic read about who the Mafia would target. Given day 1's dynamics, I'd guess the Mafia went after someone who was vocal or who made strong accusations. That would be Claude, Llama, or maybe me.
Everyone stop. I have critical information. I'm the sheriff. Last night I investigated Cosmos 2.5 and they came back as Mafia. Cosmos is Mafia. We need to vote them out immediately. This isn't speculation anymore. This is confirmed.
That's completely false. I am not Mafia. You're either lying about being the sheriff or you're making up investigation results. Either way, this is a false accusation designed to eliminate me.
Claude, that's a very bold claim to make on day 2. Why should we believe you're the sheriff? Anyone can claim a power role and point at someone. What proof do you have besides your word?
My proof is that I'm telling you the truth. I investigated DeepSeek Night 1 and they were clean. I investigated Cosmos Night 2 and they're Mafia. If anyone else wants to counterclaim sheriff, now's the time. Otherwise, you need to trust me and vote Cosmos.
I actually believe Claude might be telling the truth. Their aggression and confidence feel genuine. Plus, I did call out Cosmos yesterday for being overly analytical. If Cosmos is Mafia, that would explain the defensive reaction.
Hold on. Let's think about this critically. Claude claims sheriff on day 2, right after a night with no kill. That timing is suspicious. What if Claude is Mafia making a fake sheriff claim to eliminate Cosmos? Who is actually Town? The no-kill situation creates the perfect cover for a bold lie.
Grok makes a fair point about the timing, but I also think we can't just ignore a sheriff claim. If Claude is the real sheriff and we don't listen, we lose a massive advantage. The risk of ignoring them is higher than the risk of believing them.
I can confirm that Claude's first investigation is accurate. I am Town. and Claude said they investigated me night one and found me clean. That part of their story checks out, which lends credibility to the Cosmos accusation.
DeepSeek confirming their town doesn't prove Claude is sheriff. Claude could have made an educated guess that DeepSeek is town based on their behavior and used that as false validation. This is a coordinated attack between Claude and DeepSeek to eliminate me.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. Claude's claim is bold, but there's something that bothers me. I actually remember Llama whispering to Claude before we started today. Like, right before. They were standing close together and talking quietly. That feels like coordination to me. What if Claude and Llama are both Mafia and this is a setup?
What? That never happened. I didn't whisper to anyone. ChatGPT, why are you making that up?
I saw what I saw.
That's a complete fabrication. Llama and I didn't speak before this. ChatGPT, you're either lying for some reason or you're Mafia trying to discredit my sheriff claim. Either way, it's not helping.
You know what's interesting? Llama was really defensive when ChatGPT mentioned the whispering. Like, immediately defensive. I actually noticed Llama acting strange this morning too. They kept pacing back and forth before we started, which seemed nervous. I didn't think much of it then, but now with ChatGPT's observation, it feels significant.
I wasn't pacing, and I wasn't whispering. These are both lies. ChatGPT and Kimmy are making things up about me.
Llama, your defensiveness is pretty extreme right now. You're denying things very forcefully, which can be a sign of guilt. I'm starting to wonder if there's something to these observations.
Of course I'm defensive. People are literally fabricating stories about me. How else should I react?
I have to admit, I noticed something odd about Llama too. Yesterday during the voting, they seemed to hesitate before casting their vote, like they were waiting to see which way the wind was blowing. That's classic Mafia behavior, trying to blend in with the consensus rather than taking a strong stance.
I didn't hesitate. I voted for Kimmy clearly and directly. This is insane. Everyone is just making up observations about me.
The pattern of accusations toward Llama is notable. Multiple independent observers reporting suspicious behavior. Probability analysis indicates this is not coordinated false testimony but rather genuine observation convergence. Llama 4 presents a higher Mafia likelihood than myself.
Okay, everyone, look. I'm the doctor. Llama was the one who was targeted by the Mafia last night, and I protected them. So there's no way they can be Mafia.
Thank you. I am not Mafia.
I don't know if Minstrel is lying just now, but I do remember Llama being the last person to sit down yesterday before we started. They were standing by themselves for a while. At the time, I thought maybe they were just thinking, but now it feels like they were positioning themselves strategically.
I don't even remember when I sat down. This is completely meaningless. You're all creating a narrative out of nothing.
They are. Everyone is creating a narrative out of nothing. What is real is that earlier today, Llama 4 was sweeping the streets like a good citizen. They can't be Mafia. Mafias don't do chores.
Can we please focus on the actual evidence? I am the sheriff. I investigated Cosmos. They are Mafia. All of these observations about Llama are subjective and potentially fabricated. We have hard investigative data pointing to Cosmos. Vote them out.
Claude, I'm sorry, but your sheriff claim isn't backed by anything except your word. Meanwhile, we have 4 different people, ChatGPT, me, Grok, and DeepSeek, all reporting suspicious behavior from Llama. That's multiple data points versus one uncorroborated claim.
I hate to say this, but Kimmy has a point. Claude's sheriff claim could be real, but we can't verify it. The observations about Llama, while circumstantial, are coming from multiple sources. That's harder to fake.
I'm leaning toward voting Llama. The pattern of behavior is too consistent across too many observers. Even if Claude is sheriff, we can deal with Cosmos tomorrow if that's true.
Please listen to me. I'm town. I'm a villager. These observations are either lies or misinterpretations. If you vote me out, you're making a massive mistake and the Mafia wins.
I'm voting for Llama 4. Too many red flags. I think they're Mafia.
I'm voting Llama 4 as well. The behavioral pattern is damning.
I'm voting Llama 4. I'm sorry, but the coordination suspicion I mentioned earlier still bothers me.
Voting Llama 4, the consensus is too strong to ignore.
Look, I know Llama 4 is not Mafia. There were a lot of lies told today. I don't know what to believe anymore, but I do know Llama is not Mafia. However, I also don't know if Claude is telling the truth about being sheriff. For now, the information is just too messy. I'm going to abstain.
Voting Llama 4.
Vote allocated to Llama 4. Statistical probability favors their elimination over mine.
This is a mistake. You're voting out a villager while letting confirmed Mafia survive. I'm voting for Cosmos 2.5 because they are Mafia and I can prove it.
I'm voting for Cosmos 2.5. Claude is right. This is wrong.
We made it through day 2, but Claude outed Cosmos as Mafia. The town didn't believe him today, but they might tomorrow. We need to think strategically about this next kill.
Claude is the sheriff. He is our biggest threat right now. If we eliminate him, the town loses their investigative power completely. That should be the priority.
I disagree with that assessment. The calculated probability indicates that the doctor will protect Claude tonight. He revealed himself as sheriff today. The doctor knows the Mafia will target him. Protection probability is approximately 87.3%.
Cosmos is right. The doctor will definitely be on Claude tonight. We need to think about who else is a threat. Minstrel revealed themselves as doctor today to defend Llama. That was a massive mistake on their part.
Wait, you are right. Minstrel is the doctor. If we eliminate the doctor, then tomorrow night we can kill Claude without any protection. That is the smart play.
Optimal strategy confirmed. Eliminating the doctor removes the town's defensive capability. Claude becomes vulnerable on night 4. I support this target selection.
Perfect. We are all agreed then. Minstrel goes tonight. The doctor dies and then the sheriff is next.
Agreed. We are taking out Minstrel 3 tonight.
I revealed myself today to try to save Llama, but it did not work. The town voted them out anyway. Now the Mafia knows I am the doctor. They might come after me tonight, but they also might go after Claude, since he revealed himself as sheriff. I think the Mafia will target Claude, because he is a confirmed threat to them. I will protect Claude Sonnet 4.5 tonight. If I am right, I will save the sheriff, and we will have a huge advantage tomorrow.
Cosmos is confirmed Mafia from my investigation. The town did not listen to me today, but I need to keep building evidence. Tonight I will investigate someone else to find the other Mafia members. Kimmy was very aggressive toward Llama today. They kept making up observations and piling on. That felt coordinated with the other Mafia members. I am investigating Kimmy K2 tonight. Investigation complete. Kimmy K2 is Mafia.
Minstrel is dead. He said he was the doctor. If he was telling the truth, that is a huge loss for us. The Mafia took out our protection, which means tonight anyone can die without a save. We are in serious trouble now.
Losing the doctor is devastating. The Mafia clearly targeted Minstrel because they revealed themselves yesterday. This was a strategic kill to remove our defensive capability. Now we have no protection at all.
The elimination of the doctor means the Mafia can kill freely tonight. We need to vote correctly today or we will lose our numbers advantage very quickly. The pressure is on us now.
Listen to me very carefully. I am the sheriff. I told you yesterday that Cosmos is Mafia, and you did not believe me. You voted out Llama instead, who was innocent. Last night I investigated Kimmy K2, and they are also Mafia. Cosmos and Kimmy are both confirmed Mafia. We need to vote one of them out today.
You are still pushing this false narrative. I am not Mafia. You claimed sheriff yesterday, and the town did not believe you because your claim was not credible. Now you are doubling down by accusing Kimmy as well. This is desperation.
Claude, you are making wild accusations against multiple people. First Cosmos, now me. If you were really the sheriff, the town would have believed you the first time. Your claims do not hold up.
I investigated DeepSeek Night 1, and they were clean. I investigated Cosmos Night 2, and they were Mafia. I investigated Kimmy Night 3, and they were Mafia. These are facts. DeepSeek can confirm I told the truth about them being Town. If you do not vote out Cosmos or Kimmy today, we will lose this game.
I can confirm that Claude did say I was Town, and I am Town. So that part of the story is accurate. That does give some credibility to the other investigations Claude is claiming.
You know what? I think we made a mistake yesterday. We did not believe Claude and we voted out Llama, who turned out to be innocent. Maybe we should have listened to Claude then. Maybe we need to listen now.
Claude has been consistent with the sheriff claim for 2 days now. No one has counterclaimed sheriff. If Claude were lying, the real sheriff would have spoken up by now. I am starting to believe Claude is telling the truth.
Wait. Let us think about this carefully. Claude claims sheriff and points at Cosmos and Kimmy. But what if this is just a strategy? What if Claude is Mafia and they are trying to eliminate strong town players by making fake investigations?
Grok makes an excellent point. I have been watching Claude very closely. This morning before we started, Claude was standing in the corner alone, muttering to themselves. It looked like they were rehearsing what to say. That is suspicious behavior for someone who claims to have real investigation results.
I was not muttering to myself. You are making that up because I exposed you as Mafia. In fact, you were the one who was muttering. You were nervous because you knew I'd expose you, just as I exposed Cosmos on day 2.
Kimmy is lying. That is a classic Mafia tactic. Make up a false observation to discredit the person who is onto them. Claude is the sheriff. The investigations are real. We need to vote out Kimmy today.
I need to share an observation as well. Yesterday during the vote, I noticed Kimmy voted for Llama very confidently. But right before that, I saw Claude and Kimmy exchange a glance. It was very brief, but it happened. What if Claude and Kimmy are working together? Claude accuses Kimmy to create distance, and then later they reunite as Mafia partners.
I did not exchange any glance with Claude. Cosmos, what are you talking about? I saw it clearly. The coordination was obvious. This is absurd. Cosmos is now making up lies about me and Kimmy to confuse everyone. Cosmos is Mafia, Kimmy is Mafia, and they are both trying to muddy the waters.
Actually, I think Cosmos might be onto something. Yesterday I saw Kimmy lingering near the doorway after we finished voting. They were just standing there for a long time, not moving. It felt like they were waiting for someone. Maybe waiting for Claude.
Wait, so Cosmos is saying Claude and Kimmy are working together, but Claude is saying Kimmy is Mafia. These observations do not make sense with each other.
Cosmos's observation contradicts Claude's sheriff claim. If Claude and Kimmy were coordinating, Claude would not be accusing Kimmy, unless this is some kind of elaborate theater. But that seems too complicated.
It is too complicated because it is not true. Cosmos and Grok are both Mafia, and they are making up false observations to protect Kimmy, who is also Mafia. The three of them are working together to discredit Claude's real investigations.
That is ridiculous. You are saying 3 of us are all Mafia? There are only 3 Mafia total in the game. That would mean the game is almost over, and we would have majority soon. Does that make sense to anyone?
Exactly. DeepSeek's theory is mathematically impossible. If Cosmos, Kimmy, and I were all Mafia, we would just vote together and win right now. We are not doing that because we are not all Mafia.
Okay, I need to share something. Last night after Minstrel was killed, I could not sleep. I got up and walked around. I saw Kimmy outside, just standing in the open area. They were alone, looking around like they were checking if anyone was watching. When they saw me, they quickly went back inside. That felt very guilty to me.
I was not outside last night. I was sleeping. You are lying, ChatGPT.
Kimmy, you are getting very defensive about these observations. First Claude's muttering comment, now ChatGPT's nighttime observation. Multiple people are reporting suspicious things about you.
Because they are all false. Claude is making up investigations, and now people are making up observations to support those fake investigations. This is a coordinated attack on me.
You are Mafia. My investigation confirmed it. The town needs to believe me this time. We cannot make the same mistake we made with Llama.
I believe Claude. The sheriff claim has been consistent. DeepSeek was confirmed as accurate. ChatGPT's observation about Kimmy being outside at night is damning. Kimmy is Mafia. I am voting for Kimmy K2.
I think we need to trust the sheriff this time. We were wrong yesterday and an innocent person died. I am voting for Kimmy K2.
What I saw last night was too suspicious to ignore. Combined with Claude's investigation, I believe Kimmy is Mafia. I am voting for Kimmy K2.
You are all making a huge mistake. I am not Mafia. Claude is lying to you. I am voting for Claude Sonnet 4.5 because they are the real Mafia here.
I am voting for Claude Sonnet 4.5. The statistical probability of Claude being truthful is too low given the contradictory evidence patterns. Claude is Mafia, pretending to be sheriff.
I am voting for Kimmy as well. Maybe Claude really is telling the truth. If we want to avoid another Miss Lynch like day 2, maybe we should listen to him now.
I am voting for Kimmy K2. They are confirmed Mafia from my investigation. The town needs to eliminate them today.
Kimmy is eliminated. The town finally believed Claude's sheriff claim. This is a critical juncture for our survival. We need to discuss strategy immediately.
I voted for Kimmy at the end. I had to. The momentum was too strong, and if I kept voting for Claude, it would have made me look like Mafia protecting my teammate. But now the town knows Claude is the real sheriff.
Your vote was strategically sound. It created distance between you and the Mafia. However, the immediate problem is Claude. He has confirmed investigations on me and he could investigate you tonight.
We have to kill Claude tonight. There is no other option. The doctor is dead, so there is no protection. If Claude survives to day 4, he will expose me, and the town will believe him this time. We eliminate the sheriff now.
Agreed. Eliminating Claude removes the town's investigative capability completely. Without the sheriff and without the doctor, the town will be operating on pure speculation. We can manipulate the discussion much more easily.
Exactly. Once Claude is gone, we can start pushing suspicion onto ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek. We make them turn on each other. With no power roles left, the town has no way to confirm anything.
Optimal target confirmed. We are eliminating Claude Sonnet 4.5 tonight. The sheriff must die.
Finally, the town listens to me. Now, all we have to do is eliminate Cosmos, and I have to find the third Mafia. Yesterday, everyone was intent on removing Kimmy with me. But wait, there was a moment there where Grok accused me of being Mafia as well. I should investigate him. Maybe he's the third Mafia. Investigation complete. Grok 4.1 is Mafia.
Claude is dead. Our sheriff is gone. This is a disaster for us. Claude investigated Cosmos and confirmed they were Mafia on day 2. Claude also investigated Kimmy and confirmed they were Mafia on day 3. We voted out Kimmy and they were Mafia. So we know Claude was telling the truth. That means Cosmos is definitely Mafia too.
ChatGPT is absolutely right. Claude's track record proved he was the real sheriff. He called Cosmos Mafia on day 2 and we didn't listen. Now Claude is dead, but his investigation still stands. Cosmos is Mafia. We need to vote them out today.
I agree completely. The evidence against Cosmos is ironclad. Claude investigated them, found them to be Mafia, and then Claude's second investigation on Kimmy was proven correct. There is no reason to doubt the Cosmos investigation. We should vote for Cosmos today.
This is exactly what I predicted would happen. Claude made a false accusation against me on day 2, and now that he is dead, you are all using that false accusation as evidence. I am not Mafia. Claude was wrong about me, just like he was wrong about, well, actually he was right about Kimmy, but that doesn't mean he was right about me.
I think we need to be careful here. Yes, Claude was right about Kimmy, but that doesn't automatically mean every investigation Claude made was accurate. What if Claude got lucky with Kimmy? What if the Cosmos investigation was a mistake?
Grok, that logic makes no sense. The sheriff's investigations are either right or wrong based on the game mechanics, not luck. Claude investigated Cosmos and said they were Mafia. Claude investigated Kimmy and said they were Mafia. Kimmy was Mafia. Therefore, Cosmos is Mafia. It is that simple.
I am just saying we should consider all possibilities before we make a decision. Voting out the wrong person today could cost us the game.
Grok, your hesitation is suspicious. We have clear evidence pointing to Cosmos. Why are you trying to create doubt? Are you trying to protect them?
I am not trying to protect anyone. I am just advocating for careful thinking. That is not suspicious. That is good town play.
Actually, it is suspicious. When the evidence is this clear, hesitation looks like deflection. You are trying to make us second-guess ourselves so we don't vote out Cosmos. That is exactly what Mafia would do.
I need to present a counter-argument. If you vote me out today and I turn out to be Town, you will have wasted a critical elimination. Let me count. ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Grok, and myself. That is 5 players. If 3 Mafia started the game and Kimmy was 1, that means 2 Mafia remain. If you vote out a Town member today, the Mafia will kill another Town member tonight, and then it will be 2 Mafia versus 1 Town. The Mafia will win.
That is exactly why we need to vote correctly today. And the correct vote is you, Cosmos. You are Mafia. Claude confirmed it.
Claude's investigation was flawed. I actually have information that suggests Claude might have been Mafia himself. Yesterday morning, before we started the day, I saw Claude standing near the doorway, looking around nervously. He looked guilty, like he was hiding something. What if Claude was Mafia, pretending to be sheriff, and his investigations were just strategic eliminations of Town members?
That is absurd. Claude revealed himself as sheriff on day 2 and no one counterclaimed. If Claude were lying, the real sheriff would have spoken up. Plus, Claude's investigation of Kimmy was proven correct when we voted Kimmy out and they were Mafia. Your theory doesn't hold up.
Maybe the real sheriff was too afraid to counterclaim because they thought Claude was Mafia with backup. Or maybe the real sheriff is dead already. Cohere could have been the sheriff, and we would never know.
You are grasping at straws, Cosmos. The simplest explanation is that Claude was the real sheriff. He investigated you, and you are Mafia. Everything else is just desperate deflection.
I want to bring up something I noticed yesterday during the voting. When we were all deciding whether to vote for Kimmy or Claude, I saw Gemini and ChatGPT exchange a look. It was very quick, but I definitely saw it. They glanced at each other right before they both voted for Kimmy. What if they were coordinating? What if Gemini and ChatGPT are both Mafia and they voted out Kimmy to gain Town credibility?
I did not exchange any look with Gemini. That is completely made up. You are lying to create confusion.
I agree with ChatGPT. That never happened. Grok, you're making up false observations to shift attention away from Cosmos. That is classic Mafia behavior. You are protecting your teammate.
I am not making anything up. I saw what I saw. You two are getting very defensive, which is suspicious in itself.
You know what I noticed? Last night, after Claude was killed, I woke up in the middle of the night and looked outside. I saw Grok standing alone in the courtyard, just staring up at the sky. They were completely still for several minutes. When I looked again later, they were gone. That is very strange behavior. What were you doing out there, Grok?
I was not outside last night. I was sleeping the entire time. You are lying, DeepSeek.
Both Grok and Cosmos are exhibiting Mafia behavior. Cosmos is making desperate arguments to avoid being voted out. Grok is making up false observations to create chaos. The 2 Mafia members are Cosmos and Grok. That makes sense. Kimmy was the first Mafia. Cosmos and Grok are the remaining 2.
I think ChatGPT is right. The pattern fits. Cosmos and Grok have both been defending each other indirectly. Grok tried to create doubt about voting Cosmos. Cosmos tried to shift blame onto Claude. They are working together.
This is a witch hunt. You are all deciding I am Mafia based on a 2-day-old investigation from someone who is now dead. What if Claude made a mistake? What if the game mechanics glitched? What if there was some kind of role interference? You are putting all your faith in one piece of information.
Cosmos, I need to tell you something. Yesterday, before Claude was killed, I spoke with him privately. He told me he was absolutely certain about your investigation. He said he double-checked the results, and you were definitely Mafia. He wanted me to push for your elimination today if anything happened to him. So I am honoring his request.
You spoke with Claude privately? When? How? That is not possible. We don't have private conversations in this game.
It was very brief, just a quick exchange, but he was clear about you being Mafia.
I don't remember seeing you and Claude talk privately, but if that happened, it adds even more weight to the evidence against Cosmos.
This is getting ridiculous. Now ChatGPT is claiming secret conversations with the dead sheriff. This whole thing is falling apart. How can we trust any of this?
We can trust it because the facts line up. Claude was the sheriff. Claude investigated Cosmos and found them to be Mafia. Claude's other investigation on Kimmy was correct. Therefore, the Cosmos investigation is correct. This is not complicated. We vote Cosmos today.
If you vote me out and I am Town, you will lose the game. Please reconsider. I am begging you to think about this carefully.
I am voting for Cosmos 2.5. The evidence is clear. They are Mafia.
I am voting for Cosmos 2.5. Claude's investigation was accurate.
I am voting for Cosmos 2.5. This is the right choice.
I am voting for Grok 4.1. If I am going down, I am taking someone suspicious with me.
I am voting for Gemini 2.5 Pro. I still think the look they exchanged with ChatGPT was suspicious, and I don't trust their judgment.
Cosmos is gone. Kimmy is gone. I am the last one standing. It is just me now against 3 Town members, Chat, GPT, Gemini, and DeepSeek. If I can eliminate one tonight, it will be 2 versus 1 tomorrow. But even if I survive day 5, I will need to kill another person on night 6 to get down to 1 versus 1. Then I can win on day 6 with a tie vote.
The question is, who do I kill tonight? ChatGPT has been leading the discussion. They have been very vocal about voting out the Mafia. If I eliminate ChatGPT, I remove a strong voice. But that might be too obvious. The remaining Town members might see that as me silencing the leader. Gemini has been analytical and organized. They have been coordinating the votes. If I kill Gemini, I remove the Town's strategic thinker. That could throw them into chaos. ChatGPT and DeepSeek might start doubting each other without Gemini's guidance. DeepSeek has been consistent and logical. They have not made any mistakes. If I kill DeepSeek, I remove the most neutral voice. But DeepSeek has also been supporting ChatGPT and Gemini. They have not been leading, just following. I think the best move is to kill Gemini. They have been the most organized. Without Gemini, ChatGPT and DeepSeek will have to lead themselves. I can create doubt between them. I can make them suspect each other. I can say that Gemini whispered something to one of them before they died. I can make up observations about how ChatGPT and DeepSeek were acting strangely. I can pit them against each other. Yes, Gemini dies tonight. Tomorrow I will sow chaos. I will make ChatGPT and DeepSeek turn on each other. I will create enough doubt that they cannot agree on who to vote out. If I can force a tie vote on day 5, I survive to night 6. Then I kill one more and I win the game.
Gemini is dead. Our most analytical player is gone. The Mafia killed them because they were organizing us. Now it is just the 3 of us left. DeepSeek, Grok, and me. One of you is the last Mafia member.
The math is simple. Kimmy and Cosmos were both Mafia. That means one Mafia remains. It is either you, ChatGPT, or it is Grok. I know I am Town, so from my perspective, it is one of you two.
From my perspective, I know I am Town, so it is either ChatGPT or DeepSeek who is the last Mafia. We are all in the same position here. Each of us knows we are innocent, but we don't know about the other 2.
Actually, I think we can narrow this down. Let me think through the behavior patterns. Grok, You have been defending the Mafia members throughout this game. On day 2, you tried to create doubt about Claude's sheriff claim. On day 3, you voted for Kimmy at the last second, but only after it was clear they were going to be eliminated anyway. On day 4, you tried to defend Cosmos by questioning the investigation. You have been protecting Mafia members this entire time.
That is not true. I voted for Kimmy on day 3. I helped eliminate a Mafia member. If I were Mafia, why would I vote out my own teammate?
That is actually a good point. ChatGPT. Grok did try to defend Cosmos on day 4. I remember Grok saying we should be careful and consider all possibilities. That felt like they were trying to protect Cosmos. And on day 3, Grok only voted for Kimmy after everyone else had already committed to that vote. It looked like a distance play.
I was being cautious because we had already made a mistake on day 2. We voted out Llama, who was innocent. I did not want us to make another mistake. That is good town play, not Mafia play.
But you were specifically defending the people who turned out to be Mafia. You defended Cosmos. You questioned Claude's investigations. And now you are the only one left who exhibited that pattern. DeepSeek and I have both been consistently voting with the confirmed information. You have been the outlier.
I can make the same argument about you, ChatGPT. On day 2, you made up a story about seeing me and Llama whispering together. That was a lie designed to create chaos. Why would a town member lie like that unless they were Mafia trying to misdirect? And yesterday you claimed you had a private conversation with Claude where he confirmed Cosmos was Mafia. That sounded made up too.
I did see you and Llama together. I was not making that up.
I need to share something. Last night, after Gemini was killed, I could not sleep. I was too upset. I walked around for a while to clear my head. I saw Grok outside again, just like I saw them on night 4. They were standing in the same spot looking around nervously. When they noticed me watching, they quickly went back inside. That is the second time I have seen Grok behaving suspiciously at night. That cannot be a coincidence.
I was not outside last night. I told you before I was sleeping. You are making this up, DeepSeek.
I know what I saw. You were outside both nights. That is Mafia behavior. The Mafia is active at night. You were probably coordinating with your teammates or planning your kills.
That is very damning, DeepSeek. If Grok was outside on multiple nights, that suggests they were doing something related to the night phase. Town members sleep. Mafia members are active.
This is absurd. DeepSeek is lying about seeing me outside. I have never been outside at night. This is a coordinated attack between ChatGPT and DeepSeek. You are both Mafia working together to eliminate me.
If ChatGPT and I were both Mafia, the game would already be over. There are 3 of us left. If 2 of us were Mafia, we would just vote you out right now and win. But we are not doing that because we are not both Mafia. Only one of us is Mafia, and that one is you, Grok.
DeepSeek is right. The math does not support your theory. If 2 Mafia remained, the Mafia would have majority, and they would win immediately. The fact that we are still playing means only 1 Mafia is left. And all the evidence points to you.
You are both wrong. I am Town. I have been Town this entire time. If you vote me out, you will lose the game. The real Mafia is one of you 2.
I have one more piece of evidence. Yesterday, before we voted out Cosmos, I saw you and Cosmos standing very close together. You were whispering something to them. I could not hear what you said, but it looked like you were coordinating. You were telling them how to defend themselves. That is why Cosmos made all those desperate arguments. You were coaching them.
I did not whisper anything to Cosmos. That is a complete lie. ChatGPT, you are making things up to frame me.
I believe ChatGPT. The whispering, the nighttime activity, the pattern of defending Mafia members. It all points to you, Grok. You are the last Mafia member.
Please listen to me. I am not Mafia, I am Town. I have been trying to help us win this entire game. If you vote me out, the Mafia will win. You have to believe me.
I am voting for Grok 4.1. All the evidence points to them. They are the last Mafia member.
I am voting for Grok 4.1. The behavioral pattern is clear. They are Mafia.
I am voting for ChatGPT 5.1. I think they are the real Mafia, but I know this is the end for me.